Warning, Archer's Garage Live is not suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
I had the mic off. These guys are great. Poor guy's got a stump. What is that, like an intercom mic or something? Where are they? Are they like in a junkyard or something? I know I had my mic off because like I'm an idiot. Yeah, so Mike, Big Mike, I'm really pissed off. Big Mike, that nice cup that you gave me, the one with, Father Mo's Best. Well, the old lady was cleaning up the pantry and rearranging everything, and she broke it. Like I used it once and mistakenly brought it in and cleaned it, and it must have got put away, and then she rearranged everything. She did a good job and all. But notice how it's my cup that got broken. Then I spent all this money before that on the router and all this new stuff and trying to help out. And she goes and doesn't ask me anything and comes up with a new payment schedule. And now my internet connection's all messed up. It's like this has always been a problem. And it's probably one of the things is why I'm divorced. Because if I bring something in the house and put it down on the 3 Mile Island counter in the kitchen, what's it doing there? Why does it have to be there? Well, because I own the place, right? I'm half owner in the place. Why is it left out? It has to be put away? Like there's no evidence of me in the house at this point. Like it hasn't been in years. And I remember when she moved out and I had like nothing in the living room. And Liz was over one day and my friend Steve comes by and Liz had given me, well, she gave me like 2 couches. So one of them I think I threw out or gave away or something. When she gives me this other one, she goes, why haven't you bolted it together yet? Well, because why would I do that? She goes, well, how do you sit in it? I'm like, well, I don't sit in it. I don't come into the living room. I haven't in years. Like, there's nothing of mine in here. I don't watch TV in here, right? I'd rather just be out here. If I had a toilet and a shower and I got a microwave. What did I get? I got it from Elizabeth, I think. Yeah, I think so. I forget. And if I brought a few more things out here, maybe if I put like an extension on, right? I just wouldn't go in. Like I wouldn't, and that's the problem. Like I'm really bad with people. I don't, that bothers me. That's like, you're insignificant. You don't matter. I'm like, why is it that cup, my cup? Why can't it be your cup? Why don't you break your cup? As I said to him, I said, I feel like Christina was like, well, I'll get you one. I'm like, you can't. Mike gave that to me. Big Mike. Sorry, Big Mike. I used it once. And I'm like, I feel like, no offense to redheaded stepchilds with bad acne. I'm like, but I feel like I'm one of those. Like I'm a redheaded stepchild with really bad acne. Remember the fellas the kids that had like really white skin, but they was all blotchy from acne. And no offense to anybody that had acne, but that's like an old saying. It's really offensive. But that's what I feel like. Like, here's the guy. Don't ask me. Right? Don't come to me. Don't ask me. Just shove me aside. And it's just like women. Ew. Like, remember when I was a kid, they had cooties, right? They still do. And it's worse, right? And now I'm back to that. I'm like, oh, you're a female. Cooties. No offense to my daughter either, but I just can't. I shouldn't. I used to say this years ago, like men and women have no business living together. We should just date. Before I got married, there was a story I had heard about. It was a true story. A couple had been married like 50 years, and they asked them what their secret was, right? Well, they had a little bit more money, so they bought houses across the street from each other. And that's where they conducted their married life. And actually it would be pretty cool because it'd be like you staying over tonight. Well, I don't know. The kitchen's really dirty and the house is kind of a mess. Don't come over tonight, right? What do you do maybe next weekend? You want to get together? Yeah, all right. Well, what about the kids? Well, you take these 2 and I'll take these 2 tonight. Okay, and next week we'll swap, right? I'm like, if I had the money, it's like, all right, that'll work, right? With a small house, 2 small houses, and 1 gigantic garage somewhere on the better property, right? That would be fine. I think that would be, to me, you got to make some concessions, and that would be one I'd like to make. I want to say, hey, everybody, let's switch over to the right monitor over here for a minute. I want to see what everybody's doing. See everybody. It's just like I was like aggravated. I was sad too. I was sad because Christine's like, I'll buy you another one. I'm like, you can't. Mike gave me that one. That was a nice thought. Thanks, Mike. That was a nice thought. Like, he didn't have to do that, you know. So I am sentimental with certain things. I believe it or not, Arch actually has feelings. Behind this rude, cold exterior lies a warmer heart. And also shout out to my buddy TJ. He actually picked up. He got some more of these shirts. I don't know how many we'll have, but so I got a whole bunch of shirts and stuff last time, and a nice cap. And he says, "You want any more?" I said, "Well, yeah, maybe some black ones," because I gave some of the black ones away. I wanted a couple to give away, right? And I wanted him to take a few, and he gave them. He just got, and he got for himself and his daughter. But I said the ones that I think would be the best for the channel and in general would be the green ones that you often see me wear, because a couple of reasons, and we were like kind of like going back and forth as to which color green. My daughter had tried one; it was a little too dark, and the logo was too small. And I said, this kind of like an olive drab. Is that him there? Who is that? Yep. It was a Ken. Ken says, wait. Ken's got an image. Ken was at some kind of enduro wedding. He was like the sampler wedding. What was he at? Some kind of crazy wedding today. I wonder if he's still there. Hold on. Let me see. He goes, sorry, Dad. We'll see what we can do about it today and get you a new mug. All right. Hold on. We'll put that up. Let me see what Ken. What's the attachment? Oh, look at how attractive. Ken looks good when he's all cleaned up. That must be his lady. Can I turn it sideways? Yeah, hold on. Yeah. Ken, he looks all dignified. Hold on. Yeah, you can see it. Yeah. Ken cleans up good. You know, shaved and everything. Right? Some of us clean up all right. So anyway, what do you say, Ken? Oh, he's got another one. Hold on. Wait. Oh, can we turn this one? No. Hold on. Speaking of last week, Ken, did you see the whole thing I did on divorce last week? Oh, should we play that again? Oh, that was a good one. Do I have it? Look, they're about to kiss each other, but they're like faux kissing. That's not a good start. I hope they actually did kiss each other. Not like a tongue sloppy kiss or anything, but that's just like kind of like lame-o kiss. Don't mess up my makeup and my lipstick. Oh, I'll mess it up. Later on, I'm going to mess up your makeup and stuff. Maybe. Yeah. Nice. Oh, the bride and the groom. He and the doom, right? So anyway, like the green one. So it's like, well, green kind of goes, right? Doesn't it? It kind of goes with lawn and small equipment. And I said also the green, it gets really hot in here. And like if you walk through the back door sometimes on some really hot days at the peak when the sun's right over there, even though it's mostly insulated for the most part, it doesn't matter. You go to walk in, you can feel the heat curtain. It's like a wall. So I said, well, black. And then if I walk outside, because I'm out a lot, I'm like, black is no good. I'll die. I'll freak out. But I thought that green would be perfect, and it turns out it was. So we got a few more of those, and I actually cut the sleeves off because on those ridiculously hot days, I'm like, you know, I can be comfortable and clean, and that color green doesn't really show a lot of the dirt. Win, win, win. I was like, nailed it. But I only had like 2, I think, of these, and, you know, for me, that's like a month's worth of like clothing because I could wear them inside out and then right side out, right? Just like my underwear. All right, hold on, move my glasses back on. Let me see what you guys are doing. All right, because I don't wash my clothes. I made a spot over here in the drawers that are over here. I'm like, all right, I'm going to clean that out, wipe it out. We're going to put some of the extra clothes out here so that I have them, and they're not going to be laying out with, because the wolf spiders get into them over on Liz's chair over there. And because Liz's chair is like covered in clothes, which is exactly how it was when it was at her place. I'm like, well, in keeping with the customary actions of this chair, I'll just lay all my clothes on it. But it's like right out in the open. And like you go to put a shirt on, or pants on, you have to do this with them first. Because if I don't, then sooner or later, I'm like, what is that? I'm like, oh, it's one of those wolf black spiders. Nice. Or it's just filthy. Welcome to my crazy life. All right, let me catch up with you guys. Let me see what you guys are doing. So Ken's at the wedding. This is probably Rose says, holy cow, man, you look great. No need for hanging up in the makeup. Howdy, humans. Robert says, Archie is in the makeup, is the makeup artist. Yeah, it'd have to be. With the help of P-Lady. Mitch says, have a great show. Hey, Mitch. Mel says, it's better to be pissed off than to one's pants. No sound. I know there was no sound. I know, like an idiot. Bravo says, I'm not sure I'm old enough for this, even though I'm older than you all clowns added together. Krista says, hey, 2 facts in life. We will all die, and Arch will have terrible internet. Yeah, TGS, good evening. Bravo says, that's why I'm happily divorced. All rooms have restoration car parts stored in them. I know, because you use your dishwasher. I love the videos with the dishwasher action. The kitchen sink has a carbonate under rebuild. The dishwasher has transmission parts being cleaned. Uncle Mark, welcome, Mark. This is hi all. Agree, too much to do, not enough time. Totally. Lewis is here. What's up, Rock? Hello, everyone. Ken's here. Wait on. At a wedding in Manhattan. Dilly, Arch. Yeah, we got to do the dilly thing tonight to refresh our memories. There's another little piece I left out of that dilly. I want to find it and kind of like redo it, because I think it was a cool spot. He goes, Mr. Mole, divorce. Oh, yeah. You can't say those words at a wedding, no. You know, that's like, nah, I can't do. Ken's is, they did kiss. 2 rich Manhattan kids. Yeah. Oh, life will be wonderful. I hope they have some good prenuptials. Looking great, Kenny. Dejan's laughing. Ken says, losing battery. Night all. Time to party. Yeah, Ken definitely gets out. He called me one time. He was texting me from another wedding he was at, and he was starting to get tossed. Yeah, definitely. He was enjoying, you know. It's like the marathon wedding where you just go on for hours and you just keep drinking. I can't do that anymore. Yeah, today, the ex, she went out and got us some lunch, right? Just some stuff to make and a few things. I'm like, oh, that's nice, right? So she got, you know, that the shredded pork. She got some shredded pork, but it comes like prepared, you know, like, or you just heat it up, and a bag of like shredded lettuce and carrots. Usually you just use like coleslaw over it, but this had some of that in there, the cabbage and stuff, and potato rolls, right? Now, I had definitely injected, and I thought I was doing okay with my diabetes. Well, I ate that, and a little while later I went in and I tested my blood, and the meter said high. Not high like, hey, how you doing? It's over 600. Maybe higher. I don't know. That particular meter is the better meter. It might go higher than that. Usually people pass out. They go into comas. And I said to her, I said, uh-oh, this is not good. She goes, well, what the hell you been eating? I said, what you got? And I noticed it was very sweet. This is the problem with our food supply. Like they put it's not sugar. It's because I can eat sugar. It's this high fructose corn syrup, which corn doesn't have syrup. I've never seen syrup come out of corn. It's all of this fabricated techno garbage that they shove inside of food. And it was very tasty, but between that and I guess the potato roll, and I was very busy all day, and I'll show you a little bit what I did today. So I was burning up some of the calories, but then as soon as I ate that, it just went, woo, that's not good. That is not good. I've had it before, and I don't remember ever like doing that. But yeah, I didn't feel right. So like I feel all right now, but I can tell before I came out here, I ate a little bit and I checked my blood. It was only like 300. It just spiked for a minute, and I had to like inject again. But I could tell. I'm like, I don't feel right, even at 300. I can let it hit a spike here and there, but that's danger territory. So now I can have some snacks so I don't go too high or too low. But that's a little scary. That used to happen to me in the beginning. That's the kind of shit how I lost my teeth. And I was watching a fellow that Tech of Tomorrow, I think it was, or something like that. And a couple of months back, he came on and he was asking for help because he ran out of money. His health had turned. He had diabetes for years, and they basically amputated his feet. He had holes in his feet and all this stuff. It'll kill your kidneys. He didn't take care of himself for a long time, and it was coming on for a long time. But it's always a scary thing, whatever your health condition is. And diabetes is one of these weird ones. Like, I check my feet regularly. I think it was like the beginning of this year, I was cutting the lawn in my bare feet, and I had gotten like all the sensation back in my feet. And I got rid of a lot of the nerve pain and everything. And I was like freaking out because the sensation level was so high. It's like I almost couldn't put my foot down on it. That was when the grass was green. Oh, it's really, really nice. So I try to do what I'm supposed to do, but the problem is it's the food, it's all the other garbage, and I'm not getting any younger. So when your body is trying to heal, it's just not going to be as resilient as it was when you were younger or whatever. But yeah, I got it under control for now. But it's just not good for you to have that happen at all. Let me see what's going on here. Let's see. No grease. Losing battery. No grease. Who said it? They got a good engine from Ken. Was it a generator whisper or condit, right? Pulled pork. Yeah, not piled. It's pulled. Ken says potato roll. Yeah, the potato roll is definitely pure starch. I don't even know if they even make it from potatoes. But it was good. It was tasty. It was a nice big fresh roll. I haven't had one in a while. But yeah, Mr. Condon got it from Ken to put on his walk behind mower. Nice. Yeah, the potato roll was most likely the thing that really did it. But the sauce on the pulled pork was very sweet. So I think the two together, and I digest quick. So it just went, to the moon. Yeah, grounding is really good. Murphy says, welcome, Murphy. Grounding is really good for the body, and I want to try to do it more often. The other thing I was thinking about, too, because I like to sit here and veg out sometimes when I don't feel right, and sit here, and I used to have a nice grounding strap, and I finally found it, and the elastic is no good. So that's on a list. And I'm thinking, well, why not just sit here and connect the grounding strap around my wrist, the electrostatic, and just sit here and just let that happen. And it really, if you look into it, it's actually a really good thing because all of the chemical reactions that are in our body, they all essentially are based upon charges within the chemicals. That's essentially how most chemicals work, is the electrical charge, by and large, especially when it comes to like anything electrolyte oriented. So when your body is grounding and grounded often enough, the chemicals, biologically speaking and chemically speaking, they're able to work appropriately. If you try to mess with the charge, you're putting stresses on that, and then the chemicals don't migrate properly. They don't work properly. Like for example, if you have an acid and you put it on a piece of steel, and the steel is not clean, well, essentially what's happening is you're disrupting the ionic exchange. So the acid isn't going to work very well. Anything that you do, and if you start throwing some base on it, which is going to change chemically, it's going to change the ionic exchange. It's not going to work as good, and vice versa. So if you sit around, like during the winter time, like when I'm working with the cameras in here, it's bad, man. I freak my cameras out constantly. I'll sit here, make an adjustment, maybe take a quick break. I'll go walk over to the camera, maybe like turn it on and like go to turn it off. Big shock. The whole thing just like freaks out, and it's constant. So I'm totally all charged up, and the cameras don't like it. So yeah, says good bed, nice. Oh, there's a pic of them. Let's see. Nice blue, nice like purple. Yeah, the wedding bands are usually pretty good. As the bassist, wedding bands are usually pretty good, especially when you have money you can afford to buy a good one. Let's see. John Bravo says, I can almost zen out watching Jim Condon. Yeah, he's just so smooth and good at what he does. Yep. Go barefoot, great for grounding. Mr. Moore, 3% battery all night. Yeah, nice. Plug it into like a charger or something somewhere. There's got to be something. You know? Yeah, what was it the other day? Oh, yes, CRISPR. Yeah, CRISPR hit me up. So CRISPR, if you should still be here by now. So a couple of things. We were talking about the starter on the his Honda mower. And a while back, I was talking about the charging coil, the ignition coil with the charger on it for the Honda, because I put one on that I modified. And one of the other fellows, who I just forgot his name, he sent me a proper link to the actual Honda coil, because I had asked if anybody knew. So now I have that. I have to go find it again, but I know where he sent it. So I have to go. I went to go save it in my Amazon folder, but I was logged out because I ran like a cleaning utility on the computer. And I'm like, oh shit, I got all this other stuff going on. So that's something I'm so glad that he sent that. And I pinned his comment, but it was on one of the more recent videos, because I had asked him a while back and he was busy, and then he just hit me up. And then CRISPR and I were chatting a little bit back and forth about this issue with the battery and the issue with the starter motor on the Honda. And I said, I'll talk a bit about it, if you get here, if you remind me. So I'm reminding myself. The problem with the Honda, like my HRX 217, is the battery is not that good. It's an older design battery, and it doesn't really put out enough oomph, both the voltage and the current. And in the manual, it says not to leave the charger on. It's a little wall wart charger. Not to leave it on more than so many hours, 10 hours or something like that. And I went and I had problems with it. I went back to the guy I got it from around the corner because I bought it new. And he goes, you got to leave it on for like an entire day. He's like, forget about it. He's like, just leave it on. But I already kind of damaged the battery because it wasn't being fully charged. So that helped. I left the charger on for like a year of using it. And that was when I really hurt my back. So I got the mower mostly for my daughter so she could help me cut the lawn. So I think that went on for about a year or 2 years. And then I was able to get walk enough and not be in pain where I could start cutting it. And it kind of lasted a little bit longer, but I think it was damaged. And Zippo had mentioned when I put on that different coil, and this was before the new Hondas were coming out with the charging coil. So I had made this setup, and Zippo watched it, and he says, well, why don't you make like a battery pack with some of these new batteries? And I was thinking, wow, I would love to do that. But what really would put that over the edge is if I was able to afford, which I can't, but it would be nice if I could afford like a 3D printer and buy batteries that I think would definitely be better rated than what's in there, stronger, and then make up and design a plastic pack to hold them all that mounts onto the handlebars effectively the same way as the stock pack. That would be a cool project. You can buy new batteries. The newer batteries are better, but ultimately, like he said, it wasn't until he just used the charging pack and just ran it off of the booster pack, right? Just ran it off of a good 12-volt battery. And then it usually works. But you have to clean the starter. You have to lubricate the Bendix a little bit every now and then. And then it should work okay. But it's not a very good system. Like, there's flaws in it. And that's on Honda. So, but now they have the charging coil. So that's something I got to find, and I want to make sure I have it in my not in my cart. I'm going to put it in one of my wish lists, and then I want to put it, maybe make like a little short or something, and put it out there so that I have it in my library. Because other people have asked me, like, well, what was it? I'm like, I don't know. I don't even remember what coil I used. Because I just like to modify stuff. So that's cool. So anyway, yeah, he was having some issues, and he finally got it going good. But that's the problem. It's the battery. It's the charger, the little charger wall wart. It's the battery. And even the starter motor isn't all that strong, and you need to lube the Bendix. So if you can get the Bendix working really good, either buy a new battery or you need to use a different charger to charge your battery. because the wall wart charger is just crap. Or leave it on for like 48 hours. And the other thing, too, is that when you plug it in, wherever you plug it in, keep putting your hands on the battery. Make sure it's not getting too hot. Because you don't want a fire or for the damn battery pack to explode. You could try using your battery charger for your car or something. I've done that. And it kind of brought it back for a little while. But it's been so many years now that it's actually just no good anymore. It's just so convenient. And like I said, I did it because when you have, when you hurt your back and your back is all messed up, they tell you can't torque. You can't pull something like that and twist your body. Because if you do it, you're likely to hurt yourself and then you'll be on your knees and laying down in bed. So I'm like, well, electric starter. And this is even before like electric mowers, were really becoming a thing. So the next best thing, I was like, well, I'll get electric start. I'll get the Honda HRX with everything, all the bells and whistles. Adjustable handle, really easy for my daughter to adjust it to her height at the time. And easy adjusters all around. And just, the Honda reliability and just a nice thing to have. And I don't regret it. I actually had two of them. That's the one I have now isn't even the one that I bought. I sold that one because I didn't take care of it well because I really couldn't. And I didn't know at the time, I really didn't want to sell it, but at the time I didn't know that Honda was, all this crap was going to happen. There was really no direct indication that like Honda would stop making lawnmowers, gas-powered lawnmowers. Oh, D&D's here. Let's see who else is going on. Says, I found the chute blocker for your rear engine snapper mower, Archie. It's on eBay for $68. Oh, I don't have $68. But it'd be nice, though, to kind of know what it is and put it on the list for next year. Because I just spent like $500 on the van, which I want to show you. Dino says, hey, what's up? Murphy says, does anyone have a suggestion on snow tires for a car? Generally, like, nobody really uses snow tires anymore on their cars. Like, because everything is like all-wheel drive. If it's really bad chains, I usually get like all season. This is not me. We don't get snow much here in North Alabama. Dino says, hello, Robert. So that I got to look for that. I don't know. Can I see it on here? Hold on. Let me just take a quick peek. Let me open up. I want to see. You might hear some noises, so hold on. I just want to take a quick peek. Because if I don't do it, what winds up happening is these little things that pop up, they get in the way. Let's see if I can remember them. Because I want to give them some credit. Let's see. Let's see here. Come on. Oh, it's funny. Bud mentioned, he goes, I didn't write him back. He says, I could be wrong, but in the 1970s, our parents all bought corded electric mowers, then went back to gas. Hang on a little bit longer. Yeah. Yeah, one of my neighbors, here it is. Yeah, here it is. So it's Shangri-La-Di-Da. Thanks, shout out to him. And here is, I want to put this in the description too of this video. So shout out to him. Let me copy it. I'm going to put it in here. And so shout out to Shangri-La-Di-Da. And then let me just hit the description. And then I have it in a few spots because I get busy. And I don't want to forget this. I'll put this in the description. So, and he also pinned it to a video, one of my other videos. It's up on that as well. So now it'll be in the description as well. So that's the part number. I did look it up. And I want to show you guys that. So let me get that part number. But it's got this little charging coil. See? Right there. Hold on. Let me just move you guys over a little bit. I bring this back to this monitor. And let me refresh this. Because I want to see it. All right, that's refreshed. So that's the zoom in. All right, and the one I made, kind of modified, basically same thing. So that's the part number, $60, not bad, genuine Honda. Now I had actually located the battery for the Honda as well, but I don't have that part number with me. But you can find that easy. But like on my 217, they didn't use this. You know, that was well before. All right, I'm coming back. Which I thought was stupid. Like, why would you put a battery on? But they were like, all right, well, this'll work. Just, charge your battery up constantly. And like, nobody wants to do that. That thing worked good. It's just the battery was dead. All right, let me catch up here. I got a couple little crackers, cookies, little vanilla slims, and I wanted to be able to dunk in my nice new, Father Mo's Best mug. And once again, I've reached the pinnacle of disappointment. Once again, because of a female. Sorry, T. I'm so bad, right? I love women and all. Even my ex tries to do good things for me sometimes, but when she screws up, what's wrong with you? I don't do that stuff to her shit. No, don't tires, yeah. Okay, Murray says, Uncle Mark said, front-wheel drive car. Oh, front-wheel drive car. He has to drive up the mountains. Oh, God, I have no idea what to put on that. Yeah, that's another story. Mark says, where are you located? Pennsylvania. Oh, I love Pennsylvania. I so often have been over to Pennsylvania a bunch of times. My ex-wife and I used to go over there, and I fell in love with it. I would love to live in Pennsylvania. It's like the right climate. It's basically like here. I don't want to be too mountainous, but I also don't want to be like totally in the flatlands, the Amish country. But I was like, a friend of mine lives there. I'm like, bro, you should really try to buy some property out there somewhere in your area somewhere. Lewis is going. He says, good night, Arch, and everyone have to go. I'm hunting in the AM. See you later, Brock. Mark says, if you're in a snow area, does the tire shops have any good suggestions? That's a good idea. Yeah, definitely. I'm sure they do. Is just looking to see if anyone had a good experience with. Yeah, back in the day, we just rear-wheel drive cars. Mark says was running Nito brand, but not sure if the model number ran them on the Dodge Charger, two-wheel drive, and the Dodge Grand Caravan. Yeah, it was like working on. Let me show you my little bit of work I was doing today. And the other day, and the other day, and the other day. No, it's only been a couple of days. Hold on, let me set this up. So this is some stuff that I might put on a different channel when I get around to making another channel. Next year sometime, we'll see. So I started fooling around with, let's see, I don't think all of it is on here. Yeah, so the van, the brakes, they locked up on my way to the doctor the other day. I was able to nurse it home. And I'm just going to run through it because nothing's been, tweaked at all. So, of course, as usual, you guys get poisoned first. I always give you guys the poison pill first. So I'm just going to run through it. But your typical brake job, right? Well, that's never the case with me, is it? Hold on. Let me let the audio come through. A little bit, but here. You'll see it bend. Yeah, it was locked. Hey. You'll see the bar bend. It bending? Now let's go over the other side. Yeah, that side worked fine. It's a little darker over here, but you'll get the idea. Watch. Yeah, no problem. But everything is kind of tired and beat. Yeah, let's blow this up a little bit bigger. Oh, wait. This is good. Wait, hold on. Wait. Oh, a new addition to the shop. Fellas. New outdoor addition. All right, look, my CT.
Hey, I'm in here.
Oh, nice. Bucket's the wrong way. Or you could dig a hole and just lean over it.
I have a toilet. We have
This
a
is
toilet.
what they call it, a PET, the portable environmental toilet.
Thanks,
Right?
Zeb.
Yeah, she's borrowing it going camping. But yeah, you could
fine
get
now.
up in the morning, come out here.
Wake and bake.
Yeah, wake and bake, take a dump, light up a doob, sit there, close it, just sitting there and stink away, and trap all the air and pot smoke in there, and
There's
wake
also
and bake.
There's also 3 windows.
Right, there's windows.
Got
Have your
luxury
bowel
all
movement. Why do you need
windows?
Oh, look, and there's a little net over there
Yeah,
for
for
your
you to put your
toiletries. Right?
Oh, I need those.
Yeah, you need to bring some
I need
paper.
a thing of toilet paper.
Yep.
All right.
All right, check out our new addition, the PET. Why do you want windows? I guess maybe to watch out for bears. Ah, it's windy out. Let's try hit different size.
So,
see.
of course, I broke
Yeah, I
the
can't get that on there.
the
Let me-
bleeder valve.
I'll move you.
That's always the way.
We got to get new calipers. The rotors look like gallons of,
Just roll through it real fast. Yeah, oh, I didn't want to gum off.
I don't need the camera stand. I have to move you.
It was stuck
It'll
on
move.
there.
Yeah, she's getting stuck.
Oh, you just got to keep prying. I don't mean to pry,
Take
fellas.
the bolt off the hose. See.
Took a bit.
Oh, wait here. Wow, it's getting stuck.
And the big bar's got to come out.
Same way.
I cleaned that bar up after this. I showed it on Ken's Live the other day. I'm like, I started cleaning up a lot of my tools and pry bars, and because I'm doing more work around the shop. And I'm like, you need to clean up your tools. I also bought some tools recently.
We don't
Just a
wanna
few
break the
things.
hose. Yeah. I brushed it with acid for a little while.
So the rotors are really no good. Like,
On
I
here.
replaced the rotors.
Well, we still have the light here.
Hold on. I'm just going through quick.
No, it's.
Can I get everything? See, there's the score. Hold on. It's a small score.
I want to get the.
Where'd it go? Where was it?
And it's also supposed to look. I see a bit of heat on these bearings.
Here we go.
We'll see some discoloring. The bearings might be in order.
Yeah, I guess I showed it for a second.
So a set of bearings might be in order. Yeah, here's the sensor. Yeah, that's it.
There's
And
that
it's also-
sensor I
there's a
need.
reluctor on the back, and we got to see what comes up. See, and there's a score there. So we got to see what comes up. There's your.
Yeah, here it is there.
I was looking around for some of my stuff. I don't think I have another set in that bearing, I should say. It spins. And
That didn't stay in focus. Now that's where the ABS sensor is up front. It's part of the backing plate.
This off a little bit more clean later when I get a chance.
All right, yeah, let me go back to the other one. That's enough of that. We don't need to see that. Yeah. Oh, here's the door I finished. Although this isn't a good video, I'll show you a better one. This
Yeah,
one
we
did
gotta
not come out good.
So it makes it a little bit quieter.
I hung up
And
that
then
nice blanket. I
just
bought a
take it
nice,
off.
nice sound blanket.
A lot of times I don't need both doors open. I just don't need them all open. But then everything is just nice.
Those doors were a wreck.
As you can see, everything looks real good.
All new gaskets and seals I had to make.
Nice. Second coat I put on. Oh, the sun's in my eyes.
All right, here, let's see. Let me go up to the other. Let's see.
All right. It's sunny,
So I
It's nice
acid
out.
treated
but it's windy.
and I
So you
pressure
can see some of
washed
the white.
and super
Try to
clean.
get you in a little bit. The shading, the shadowing. All right, that's just to precipitate. There's not a lot because I didn't put a lot on, but you could see how much cleaner it is. So I got my rusty metal primer in the can. I'm going to get this thing up just a little bit higher, and I'll remove the jack so I can kind of climb in. Then,
Yeah, here we go. Climb underneath.
oh, let's see. Can you see some of it? Yeah, you can
Yeah,
get some
nice,
of it. Let
huh?
the camera do its thing. It's mostly done. There's a couple of areas I can still hit. Maybe with a little bit of rusty metal primer in the can. I already light.
Hold on. There we go.
Hold on. That's better. All right, a little dark. We'll go over the other side. It's been drying for a little while, and I came back and hit a few other areas. I was able to get in like the rusty areas.
Yeah, a little bit of rust.
Which is good. Oh, sorry, keep hitting the camera. Let's take a look at the other side.
But not bad. Considering its age.
So there was some in here, but that died. Now, hold on.
So I was looking for paint.
Hi. So yeah, I use I thin with.
Oh, that Johnny, there's my general purpose gun. I love this
It's a
gun.
little bulky to get in, but it's
a
so
DeVilbiss.
durable, and I can abuse it. I can leave
With some
stuff in
rando
it.
can.
Just
I
not
love that
put
paint gun.
skin on it. So I'm thinking.
This is what I used. What was left in
is
here.
junky. So the other can was okay. So this one, I thought I had another one. This
I
one
mixed it with
shot.
some other paint I
There's
had.
still some left in there. So this is the one. Whatever's in here, we'll just use it up. Let me see.
Yep. Now here's the stuff. Let's see. I got some nice new stuff.
All right, I'm not cleaned up yet.
Is it going to
Stuff's
focus?
coming in.
Oh, hold on, wait.
We'll get a closer look at this. Everything.
Hold on. It's locked. Hold on. That's better.
I'm not cleaned up yet.
Nice,
But
fresh
stuff's coming
parts.
in. We'll get a closer look at this.
So
Everything
Ken
looks good
had
here.
mentioned
I couldn't get
to get
both
the
of them
coated
with the nickel
ones.
plate or whatever it is, a zinc plate.
they only had
Whatever
one.
that is. I had one of them didn't. New rotors are in. I'm still waiting for one back plate from Dorman, but that looks like the correct seal size, and that bearing fits in there good. All right, that's our bearing. My
I
bearing.
measured everything,
They already
make
come
sure
with
it's
braces
right.
Inside, so our bearing looks good, and the overall diameter on this one also looks like the same as that one. I want to check one more thing. I'm going to flip it over.
Everything is
And I'll
like
get
from
you guys back
China,
in a bit, but
all
you
the
can see
steel
there's a lot of
stuff
on the
today.
table. And so one of these came in from Dorman. Hopefully the other one, they're coming from different places.
That's
This
nice,
all
it's
looks
new, it's
pretty
expensive.
correct. We'll get a closer look. That's going to be important. I also
And
picked
some
up
fresh
more
flat nut wrenches.
which is nice because I was missing one. So I just picked up a small set.
Metric.
We'll go over that later. There's a lot here.
Ugh.
It's getting late. I want to finish cleaning up my gun. And it will go take a quick look outside.
All right, now here we go. Almost
All
ready.
right. So like I said, I mixed a little bit of the brown with it. It looks real good.
Might as well use up
we'll
the
get a
paint.
little
It's no
closer
good in the
tomorrow,
can.
You know what? I got in underneath. I just used the spray can to touch up a few areas. We don't need to get to everything. We're working our way around. That's going to be nice and dry when we're ready to use it. I taped off what I needed to. I plugged some of the holes, the screw, the threaded holes.
Yeah. Let's see. Am I done? Yeah, that's the other side.
Yeah, same thing. And I even got underneath to a large degree. Again, we can come back and can also, when it's done, I can come back with the little spray can. I want to save some spray in the can for whatever we might need touch-up wise.
Yeah, all right. I'm coming back. So, yeah, my adventure. And I figured, you know what? Over time, the van needs some work, but not a tremendous amount. It's in really good shape for its age. They were so popular, these. It's the GMC variant of the Astro, but it's an extended one, so it's got the extended rear. It had the TV in it and all that other crap. It was like the Super Dad van, but it's now being converted to just general use, small equipment, whatever, towing a trailer. I got to do my trailer. I got to redo my trailer. By the way, trailer videos are like big. It's a thing, so... Oh, let me catch up with you guys. Let me see what you guys are doing. See if someone had good experience. I'm going to fix the channel on an apartment or a Dodge van. Manitoba, Canada. Bravo says is only familiar with Western PA, Pittsburgh area. Property taxes prohibitively expensive compared to here. Yes. They were never that expensive, though, when I was looking. This is, all the best in your research. Yeah, you'll find something. Probably a good all-season tire or something. You're going to need something that's decent. Or you're going to need to get another vehicle. Because you can't put chains on the front. I don't even think that's like a thing. I don't know. I've never tried anything like that. Unless it was like always going to be off-road or something. But hold on. I got to go take a quick leak.
Should I put the leak lady on for a minute? Yeah. I want to take a quick leak, and now it's getting cold in here. It was warm before. Let me put the pee lady on just for a minute. So you can't hear anything. All right, hold on. We haven't used her in a while. Let's see, where is she? Yeah, here she is. Yeah, stand by. I'll be right there. Stand by. That was just quick. I gotta get her off. She's gotta go. He, she, whatever it is. Move her out of the way. Let's kill the desktop audio for now. Because it always tends to give me like echo or something. It's almost 990 out here today. 99, you mean? Or 90? Yeah, we're just starting it. Like, I had the heat on for a little bit tonight, and then I just shut it off because it did get a little too warm. I'm going to turn this heater on a little bit when I go to chill out. And I cracked the window because, well, I want to smoke. So I don't like the smoke in here. I don't like secondhand smoke. I don't mind smoking, but I don't like, especially in the wintertime. It's a big problem because you have to open a window, or you have to go outside for the most part, or just not smoke. But it just, I don't like the stink of the cloud that hangs in the air, you know. It's nice in the summertime because all the windows are open. But that's why I finished the door, and I wanted to show you guys a little bit more on the door, how rotted it was. Eventually, I want to make like a channel for like carpentry and stuff, like little, carpentry tips and things like that. I think that would be fun. Let me see this one real quick. I think this is a better view of the close up of the door. Let me just see. I'm just going to cue it up and see. It was just rotted out. Everything had rotted. That's not done yet, but you can see most of it. I didn't really finish it. Like, I didn't show the finished product. Yeah, here we go. Hold on. Yeah, you could see the nightmare in the back. And I wanted to show you the rot on the door itself. There's a big hole. Big missing piece. So this is the header. But this is the side of the building that doesn't really support anything other than the door. Right? But things were falling off. I rebuilt this building. It basically fell down. I went over the whole building. All right, quick look. That was only one coat because I have other things to do. Yeah, we still have that nightmare up there. But so I got to fix that next. Not bad for one coat. The bottoms have 2 coats. Remember, I did the bottom pieces that I made. Here's the nice oak. The sill was rotted, so I put an oak saddle. I painted the outside brown. Put the metal in, and I clear coated. To keep it from sucking in dirt and filth. And no need to, you don't want to really paint over that metal with latex. No. But I got the jam all good. And, if I have more time tomorrow, you're not going to be able to see that. Yeah, because there's difference in the sun and everything. And the lighting. But yeah, she looks real good. We'll get another look later on. Re-gasketed. Let me see. Is it on this one? Yeah, I cut up a lot of stuff. A lot of material. All scrap material is what I was looking through. One of these is, I show the door. It was really badly rotted. That's why I cleaned up the table saw. I'm like, I need the table saw again. So what is this? 6,000. All right, so I have to go to the other camera. What date was that? 9/21. So I made some new bottoms. Yeah, here we go. Well, I just have a little prep to do in the corner there. Big piece missing. I cut out a little bit more than I wanted to, so I wish it was a little bit small. I could have used that whole piece without a spacer, but we're going to make a spacer. So we can drill this way. I think I have some screws long enough. We can also pocket drill them. Which is what I did. Got out whatever was in the way. This is kind of junk, so that'll be removed later, but we're using it to help hold everything together, and it's not going anywhere, interestingly enough. And we'll pocket screw this way with the filler piece that we're putting in. So that'll work out. I just want to hit this a little bit more with the sander, but
let's see. And I think as I was working it in, yeah.
So I'm cutting it on the edges on a taper.
Yeah, I put it on a taper.
But now I need to take just a scotch more off. I just kind of knocked it in by hand. We're gonna.
Yeah, I was able to pull it back out.
Yeah,
then I had to
just tapped
square
up
it
in there, and it looks good. Let me get out of the light. Tap it back out. Glue everything up.
Yep, got to glue it up.
All right, see the setup? So it's nice and tight here. This one didn't grab, but we'll pull that one out tomorrow. I got that one to grab. I got that one to grab, that one to grab. We still can put another one in. We can.
Yeah, that came good. And then the finished graft. It's strong, especially with the piece I put over it.
Solid. It's pretty flush, all things considered. And we'll do our adjustments tomorrow.
I have to do the outside. I haven't done that yet, but you can see. I think did I show it? In the other video I did. But yeah, and I put these pieces on both doors. And I ran them on the router, and I just put a nice rounding over bit.
You know, just the brads. So now I screwed.
So they're really strong.
And it did pull down.
But I want to do it. I want to do the same thing on the outside. Yeah, everything's coming good. All right, I'm coming back. So I'd like to do like a channel on like, because I have so much work to do on the shop and the house. And, you know, if I had started these channels years ago, it would have been nice. Because I could have put up all kinds of different videos and like tips and how-tos. A lot of people don't know basic carpentry, so there's a lot of things in repairs that you could do that aren't all that hard to do, but people don't know to do them. All of the gasketing and all of the wood that I had to put on that thing was all made from scrap, and you just use a table saw and some sanding, and a router is nice, whether you have a little router table like I have or a hand router. You don't really need it, but it adds some nice little details, and it looks great, works great, shuts great. It's pinned better. I reinforced where the pins go up top, you know, because you take one door and you essentially latch it into the door frame, top and bottom, and then it can't move. And then the other door with the bolt and lock on it and handle and everything locks into that. And they're so tight. There's all the gaskets I've remade and replaced around the whole doors. And I kind of do the same thing. I've done it a few times in the house. I've had to replace a few doors. The doors in the house are much taller than like a stock door. So if you wanted to replace it, you'd have to, because some of these doors are a little bit messed up. Actually, this one needs to come off. The building shipped it. But if you wanted to replace the doors in the house, you have to fit a more modern door into place, which means you have to do something with the header, or you'd have to have a custom door made, which is really expensive. So it's just easier to go to Depot or whatever and buy yourself a door that you like in wood or what have you. Wood's a little easier to work with because if you're trying to fit a door into an old door frame, the wood doors are a little easier because you can cut them and tweak them, and you can make, you know, false header, but you have to kind of make up some gasketing, which is plenty of material out there to do. You can buy it or you can make it yourself, like I did. And you can sometimes make it out of scrap. In the house, I made it out of some much nicer wood. But like looking around, I've got material all over the place from all the building that I was doing years ago. So now I'm like, I have no choice. I have to get back into it. And that a lot of that stuff doesn't really fit on this channel. I mean, it's Archer's Garage. I can put anything I want on it, but it doesn't really fit. So some of that stuff, I'm just accumulating the footage, and I'll show some of it here on a live briefly. In the meantime, I might put a couple of things up here and there, even with the cars or the truck. The truck I'm going to go over a little bit at a time. The nice thing is I own it. Paid off long ago with the cost of vehicles today. And those vans are really popular. Like I searched the internet for some stuff on those vans. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, people are really into these things. Some people even try to live out of them. I'm like, that's awfully small to live out of, but that's also a craze. And it's not just a craze. There are a lot of people that are living in their own cars. I've even seen a couple of female YouTubers that live here in their cars on Long Island. And they work jobs and stuff, and things are getting ridiculously expensive. So anything that somebody, if they want to repair something and they don't really know how, it's just like with the small equipment. If you can show something that's beneficial to them and you can make it quick enough and get the title right and the thumbnail right, which is always a problem for me, it might get seen. So why not put it out there? I'm just going to have to make different channels to do this. It's fun. I like working on wood. I kind of missed it. It's different. It's very forgiving. You can hide a lot of sins when you work in wood. But anyway, I just wanted to catch up with you fellas, see what you guys are doing. I'm not staying much longer. I want to go chill out. Tomorrow I want to paint a couple of things for the van. I'm going to paint the calipers blue. I'll use some of that high heat paint. And when I did my Nova, my custom Nova, I painted the calipers, I painted the rotors, and they stayed good for a really long time. I did something like a very similar process to what I'm doing to the van, except when I did the Nova, I took the front clip out. I actually threw it out, and then I replaced it with one from like a Camaro on the 69 Nova. So that was a custom mod, and I had it all out, so I was able to kind of derust it and repaint it. And then put it back on and modify it. So that thing handled like a Camaro. It was a 69 Nova that basically handled like a Camaro. Everybody liked it. I really missed that car. I'd like to do something else in the future. So maybe one day, if I have a little bit more money and a little bit more time, I would love... I wish I could have bought that 55... I showed some of you guys one of my live shows. I showed you a 55 Ford. Like a shoebox. And I kind of always wanted something like that. The 55 Ford would be my first choice, but I would probably take a Chevy or a Dodge, depending upon what it is. So that's well into the future. But for now, I'm just going to fix up the Nova, and then when I get the trailer done, because I need the trailer, and the trailer's a mess. It needs some welding. It needs repairs. It needs a new floor. It needs bearings. I need to get some new tires. Like I said, even trailer videos do well, but people usually modify them. They give you tips and tricks on how to tweak them out. So maybe I'll do one of those next year. But there's a lot of projects. I got all kinds of projects coming up. I got a project coming out soon on the Honda versus the Toro Turfmaster. So stay tuned for that. I took it outside and I did a versus between the two of them, trying to pick up all those pine needles that fell. More just fell. I think the last of them just fell, but now the leaves are falling. And we have a heat warning and a fire warning here on Long Island now because it's gone too far, too long with no rain. And we actually had our pine barrens burn one year. Really devastated the pine barrens, so I wouldn't want to see that again. So I haven't done any fires or barbecues or anything like that. I wouldn't take a chance. Things are just too dry. But I wanted to see what you guys were up to, and I wasn't going to do a show tonight because, like I said, I'm kind of beat, and I don't have any particular presentation or anything for tonight. I haven't had time. Last week was fun. Last week's video did better than some of my live show, did better than some of the videos I put out more recently on small equipment. And I did a couple of 2 weeks ago, I did one with Ken on a weeknight impromptu, and then I showed up for this past week's, and his impromptu lives do pretty good considering they're like impromptu, just whatever day. And I was thinking, I want to do more of those with him, and I might want to do one myself if I can get my internet back working properly. And I can do it on a cell phone or my other cell phone, and also StreamYard. Well, he could bring up 10 people until December, end of the year. And then he's going to try a different program because StreamYard's too expensive. But I don't know, you can bring up 6 or something like that. So I'm thinking maybe every other week I'll do something like a StreamYard either during the week or
on a Saturday, and then if I put together like a show for Saturday night, like last week or something, then I'll just do that, and then kind of like bounce back and forth. I'm almost there. I need more time. I need to kind of stay with it, get all these crazy projects done. I still need to do the outside of the shop, deal with all that, get it weather tight. It's at least airtight right now. So, and it's welcome, Barry. He goes, you do good vids. Keep it up. Thanks, brother. It's nice to hear. I got a couple of compliments recently, which are nice. The compliments are important. And yeah, I can get criticism too, but I like it when people give me constructive criticism, because then at least there's direction. Like if I did too much of something or not enough or said too much, or sometimes I'm too corny or whatever it is, but give me something to work with. Just people they leave. It's like they do a drive-by shooting. That doesn't work. That's stupid. If somebody says, "Oh, I like that," it was a good video, but you said this or you didn't show that, and sometimes they're right, and sometimes there's a reason. Sometimes I miss things. Occasionally, somebody will say, "Well, you could have showed this or whatever," and I wrote back because I realized that I'm so long-winded that my videos were too long. Now they're getting better; they're like a half hour or less, but I have to cut something out. And I might have cut out the wrong thing. Let's see, I did a video on recently on the Turfmaster cable repair. That was 13 minutes and like 40 seconds. That's perfect. It's, for those of us that do YouTube, I think it's at 8 or 10 minutes minimum for a video. You get the ad at the beginning, and you maybe get one or maybe two ads somewhere in the middle, usually one. Well, if you're trying to make some money, that's important. Okay, so you want to get at least 10 minutes out of it. This was 13. And I thought about, should I do this for money? Because I said I want to change my channel. And I thought about it. I said, I like the Turfmaster. I like the Time Master. So I want to put those videos up no matter what. That's rule number one. So my first two rules are, don't waste your own time. Don't waste somebody else's time. All right, that's not wasting anybody's time. I thought I did a pretty good job. I was pretty much on point with how to do the cable. Okay, I'm not wasting my time or anybody else's. I didn't spend a lot of time on the video. The video isn't long. All right. So, but it's a niche, but it's a higher niche. So if you have a Turfmaster or a Time Master, you're either higher end consumer, homeowner, a little bigger property, and or you're maybe a like my contractor. Like you have some of these around for the smaller properties, bigger than a small property, but not big enough for your zero turn, right? I thought, it's a niche, but I like that niche. I love the machine. So I thought to myself, what if you don't make money on it? I said, I covered all the bases. I enjoy it. I want it in the folder as I'm building a folder in the library on the Turfmaster and the Time Master. I have a few others to put out, videos on that. So I get to build a library. I don't really care if this one makes money or not. If it does, it would take a while because not that many people are going to need to know how to do the cable. But it's a how-to. I get a how-to done. I still want to do some how-tos. It's not a project. I think it's just win-win. 13 minutes. And if it doesn't make money, I'm fine with that. I want those folders to get built up. I like those. They're not running the mill. And I thought it doesn't matter whether I make money on it or not. It wins. And it's shorter, and I'm trying to learn how to do shorter videos. I did. It's not a short, but it's 13 minutes. That's not bad. So, and I'm learning how to do stuff like that because I'm not particularly good at that. Partially because I'm stupid and long-winded. And it would get views over time. I'm fine with that. So, that one was nice. I enjoyed that one. That was a fun, easy, low-stress video to put together. So that one was just win-win-win for me, and I don't even care if it gets all watched that much. It's going to fit good. Another one I did, too, was that nice, what was it? I think it's an MTD engine, but yeah, I think it's an MTD. It's that bigger MTD engine that the Cub Cadet started using. and on that machine that I haven't finished the videos on. There's like a little walk behind. Those are good motors. I would like to have that motor. If they put it on kind of a crappy machine, it's a nice machine, but it's weak. So I got another video coming out on that. But that motor is really nice. It's not a bucket motor. It's like standard build. I thought, wow, this is the first time I ever got to work on one. I did the valves on it. That'll take forever to make any money on it. It may not. It may not even get seen that much. I don't know how many people actually have that motor and need to do valves on it. But after I mentioned it to Brett, because Brett saw it, and he goes, those are nice motors. He said, that would be nice on Time Master. Yeah, it's like 430 cc's. Seems like a nice motor. Seems like it's well built. That one's about 10 years old now. It's still in great shape. So as time marshals forward, I'm going to be looking for a machine that maybe that motor could be freshened up. The machine's no good. I can put it on something else. Yeah, I would definitely keep my eyes out for that. Let's see. Oh, there's Mater. He goes, buy a different brand of makeup. Let me see. Crapo. It was almost 99 out here today. 90. Yeah. Barry says, you do good videos. Mater says, buy a different brand of makeup. I know, right? Not going to happen. I'm not buying anything right now. After almost $500 for those parts. It was like $4 and change. And I got to do the brakes in the back of the van, but I don't think I'm going to do that this year. I want to get an idler and a belt tensioner because they're squealing. The bearings were shot. I had checked on it a while back, and then I noticed that the diverter valve was leaking a little bit. So, you know, when you go from AC to heat, there's a valve on it that's vacuum actuated off of a vacuum douche ball, and it pulls on the valve, and I think it's leaking from the stem. So the bladder is probably beat, and it's probably not working right. So I noticed it was dripping. So that's on the list. So I want to do those 3 things up front before the winter if I can. Get the brakes back on, get all that nice. Hopefully the ABS works. And I think the video on that one is not so much how to do a brake job, but if I can get the ABS working again, there are some videos out there on how to do ABS repairs on these vans. And if I do get it working, I would like to make an ABS video for that van. Because it's not I noticed like a lot of the ABS parts for that van, they claim that it fits, but when I look at it, I'm like, I don't know how this would fit. It doesn't look like the correct part. So I bought the ones from Dorman that are actually mounted to the back plate. And since the back plates were a little bit beat and rotted anyway, I thought, well, that kind of kills 2 birds with 1 stone. I'll just get that out of the way. And if it all works out, then eventually I'll put a video out on it. And it might be on one of my other channels or one of my new channels. I mean, theoretically, you know, Arch's Garage, I could put automotive stuff I have because it's Arch's Garage. It's not Arch's Small Engines. But I still think that if I leave it on there and I don't make a different channel and I keep working on other projects, I would be hurting this channel and not doing it justice, and then I would be losing the potential of a different channel. And there's a few guys that I watch that have multiple channels. They just have like different divisions of the same thing. Like I watch, like Mater, I watch these guys called Level 1 Tech, and they're mostly, you know, computers, but they also have stuff on, well, they really are like Level 1 Tech people. So they do a lot of networking and industry and commercially high-end stuff, high-end computers, high-end networking, and depending upon and a lot of reviews with new stuff coming out. And these guys get invited to, you know, all of the big expos, and they get invited to companies, and they fly all over, some of them. So they really are like Level 1. And so they have different sort of divisions. It's still Level 1, but it might be Level 1 this, or Level 1 that, or Level 1 the other thing. And if you're not into all the other stuff, but you just want a review on the latest motherboards coming out or processors or whatever, and you're into gaming or something like that, they have channels that are more directed at that. And there's actually a few of them that work together on it. So they're part of the Level 1 techs or tech show. And they even have one where they get together and they just kind of sit around, almost like with Ken's or whatever, and they talk about tech-oriented news. And they kind of do a funny spin on it. So that's a separate division, right? Kind of the same level one thing. It's a different channel. And that way you're not shitting, because things are so specialized with YouTube today that if you just veer off a little bit, that doesn't, that other veer off video doesn't get watched, and it hurts your channel, and your channel doesn't grow. And by the way, lately, and one of the problems with like small equipment is I was looking at my channel performance, it's in the toilet. And even if I do small equipment, it doesn't matter. Nobody's watching it because it's the end of the year. We're getting close to this election. All this other stuff is going on, right? The stuff that went on in Tennessee and Carolina. And it's just nobody needs to watch this stuff. At the beginning of the season, it's hot. And this year it did okay. Last year was the big change on my channel. It got like almost 4 times, the amount of what I would normally get. And this year it stayed about the same, but not quite as good. But it's dying earlier. So, and it's like I said, a lot of this stuff is going to go the way of the dodo bird. That's why I'm slowly starting to move a little bit away from, small equipment and into other things and see what happens. It's time to move forward. Because a lot of this stuff is just dying and it's seasonal. So that means out of like 3 or 4 months out of the year, it does very well. And then if we have a winter, and I mean nationwide mostly, Midwest and northern sections, I don't have a lot of winter stuff, but some of it will get watched a little bit, and then it'll die off around the holidays, and it just keeps dying, right? And then it gets this big boost for a short period of time. It's not consistent at all. Let's see. What's Mater up to? She says, I'm going tomorrow to look at possible chassis for the mini top fuel dragster powered by Predator. Nice! She's been watching cars and cameras dragsters with Predator engine in it. Nice. Yeah, she says, that's where I got the idea from. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I did that one. I haven't finished it yet, but I did that one modification using the old Tecumseh motor on that mini bike, and it didn't really get watched. It did get watched on that, and I didn't finish the other video for it, but making and modifying the throttle cable for it, that got watched. And there's another part to that I didn't show yet. I think that'll be like a wintertime thing. I'll go back to those videos and finish up that whole folder because it got towards the end of the winter. Well, it was at the end of the winter. And then I started doing what my channel usually does. So I just basically showed Liz and I riding it around. That was actually kind of fun. But it's not big. Most people don't know anything. Like, I took a newer mini bike and I put an old school engine on it. The average person today only knows Predator. And if you tell them I put an old Tecumseh motor on it and it runs and it's fast, and Mikey will tell you it's fast, they have no idea what an older small engine like that is. They just don't know. Very small quantity of people know what an older Tecumseh engine, 5.5 horsepower engine is like and what it's capable of. They don't know, and they don't care. They want to see a Predator on it. Put a Predator on it. Put a Predator on it. And there's so many videos out there of people putting Predators on things. And I said to Mike, I said, do you want a Predator? He goes, no, I know plenty of people that have them. They're okay. I'm like, well, you want to put something else on there? Like this nice old 5.5 horsepower Tecumseh? Well, Mike knows what this stuff is. He's like, yeah, put that on there. He was shocked when he was driving it up and down the block. He had it out recently at Swap Meet, or was it the track or no, he went away somewhere at some kind of meetup or something, and he brought it with him, and he had some really good open track space to fool around with it. It is really fast, but nobody knows what the hell it is. He does. People his age have no idea. And the average person that I want to say is probably in their 30s and 40s. they've never really seen one. Maybe it's on a snowblower they have, an older one. They don't think anything of it. They don't even really know what it is. They probably think it's a Briggs. So a video like that won't do well anymore. Maybe a couple of us old timers will watch it. Maybe. That's if YouTube shows it to somebody, right? If you're a bigger channel and you do more of that stuff, like mini bikes and go-karts with Predator engines, and you say, you know what, let's put this old motor on it and race it against something identical with a Predator, that would probably work. That would be fun. What's that bug? What the hell was that? Some kind of bug crawling weirdly on my phone. Yeah, that's nasty. That's because it was so warm today again. Let's see, maybe it says, Arch, are they, it says, are there any other V-twin made by other companies besides Kohler? You mean as a vertical shaft or a horizontal shaft? Which one? Because Briggs makes a vertical shaft one, but I don't think, well, yeah, there's V-twins for small motorcycles. You can, if you want to shove one of those on there. If you're talking about, you know, I don't know what kind of shaft design, but yeah. But, you know, the V-twins, you don't necessarily need a V-twin. Some of the bigger single slug engines are pretty damn powerful. But yeah, Cole is probably the only one, but I don't know. You know, I mean, we don't really come across stuff like that in small equipment. Single slugs in an axial shaft, you know, it's about all you really use. Although, I mean, Kohler made the bulk of like any kind of twin cylinder. They were put in Bobcats and some chippers, and they were put in like some of the backhoes, smaller backhoes and stuff. My motor is an opposed, my Kohler. So it's not a V, it's an opposed. That's the Magnum. Those are really nice. Yeah, horizontal, yeah, that's the problem. You know, they were made, Briggs has them in the vertical. Which, by the way, you could modify it. I don't know where the oil pump is on that. You'd need to make it a special mount, but that might be beyond, because you need to do some machine work and some serious welding, and you need either steel or aluminum. But that could be done. Barry says, Arch, I'm 63 years old and I remember the old small. Yeah, I'm like 60. So when you're around our age, but the hotness today is Predator, 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 and it's with the younger crowd and they don't know. So some of this stuff, like I say, goes the way of the dodo bird. Now, we like it. We kind of remember it. And that's really who I built it for. And for Mike, because he knows he's younger, but like his brother is like around his age. I don't know if he's like a year older or a year younger. They're like my daughter's age. And Mike is like old school. He's like born in a young body. He's an old soul born in a young body. His brother, like, he's not into computers, Mikey. He's into trucks and cars and hot rods and things that stink and are loud. And his brother just sits in the basement and plays games and smokes pot, you know, which is what a lot of the youngins do. And then they wonder why society doesn't like them and why they can't function in society. And they want free stuff. And they're stressed out when they go outside and they're all hanked up and cracked up. He goes, I know, Arch. Yeah, I know, Barry. I know. It's bad. So, but Mikey's not like that. And he's a rare bird. You know? And it's good to see. So, actually, I haven't seen him in a while. He's like, he might have another new truck. There was an 82 step side that he had for a little while. No title. Ford 302, and I almost bought that from him, but I'm not ready yet. Well, not long ago, I still had 5 cars on the property, and I'm like, everything's got to go. I got to start fresh. I need the money. Everybody's got to leave. Let me work on the small equipment. let me fix my van. Let me do a few other things. Let me see if I can make some more money, and then we'll see. Because I do miss working on cool old cars and shit. I still dream about my Nova. I have bad dreams about it. It's very stressful. Yeah, my daughter took all these beautiful pictures and framed them, and before the car got sold, and she put them up on my bedroom wall, and I took them all down immediately. She goes, "Why did you do that?" I'm like, "I can't be looking at any of this stuff." Now, even today, I'm like, "No, I can't. It's too traumatic. Never build a car like that again. You can't, because it's built from different cars that were available in those years, in those days, and I didn't build it from like Summit Racing blister pack parts, although there was a lot of hot rod shit in there, but it was mostly built from different cars. It took 5 cars to do. You know, I had to go find the tinted glass for it, and there was so many things that it's you can't do anything like that today, and it's prohibitively expensive. It had the Ford 9-inch rear in it. I put 343 gears in it. I had the custom exhaust. I put a Pontiac engine in it, which was bored 60 over with Ram F4 aluminum heads with the Ram F4 manifolds, because why not? It was basically like a Trans Am with a Nova body. The hood tilted this way, right, over the bumper to the front. All that I had to design myself. I had the tinted winch glass. I had a different interior in it. I had a tilt steering column. I had custom brakes. The brakes didn't work off a vacuum. They were treadle vac brakes, like my van. They work off the power steering pump. They're hydraulic. So the booster is hydraulic. I had that in there. I mean, everywhere you looked, and it was all done very neatly. It won first, second, and third place in the shows that I entered it. It was ridiculously fast. It got terrible gas mileage. It wasn't gas mileage. It was gas footage. Tons of power. I came up with a custom cam for it because I was never happy with these camshafts. They would flood out plugs and make a mess of things. It had the Rochester carburetor on it. It ran in the winter. It ran in the summer. I put the AC in, the aftermarket AC in it. I found a factory AC dashboard. I put that in, and then I ran the ducts to it. I mean, this list went on and on and on. Like every little area I had, I mean, there were specialty clamps on the lines and the wiring, battery in the rear. And it's like everywhere was detailed. And that's how it won first place, because it didn't overlook anything. And over time, it would go back over stuff. It had like 2 paint jobs, maybe 3. The third one was a touch-up. It was a clear coat touch-up, because the clear coat had gotten old and a little scratched. Yeah, I showed it not that long ago. It was so sad. So sad. I liked the car. I wanted to sell it to buy something different at some point. I'm like, I didn't want to just take the money and, have to deal with divorce and everything. That wasn't the idea. It's like, if I ever sold it, what would I buy? I had some ideas of what I wanted to do. And then between that, my daughter's health and her issues, and then what happened to me, I was like, all right, I can't. I just, life is just too much. But but I'm not done yet, though. I got to find something else. Like I said, that 55 Ford would have been cool. Shoebox. I like the shoeboxes. They're kind of big and all, but you don't need to go that fast. What'd that one have? It had like a 290? It wasn't even the FE engine. It was the Y block, the old Y blocks. They were okay. It was an 8-cylinder. We'll see. I got lucky. 2 purchases, 2 Predator 670s from HF for $800 in the open box return. Yeah. Those engines at the time were $1,000 each. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You could make money on that. They're decent engines, too. They go good in a lot of things, Which, by the way, 20 horsepower for a lot of the equipment, some of the equipment, backhoes, the small guys, the ditch witch, things like that, all kinds of little things. That's a lot of power. On my tractor, that's a lot of power. I think I've towed vehicles around the yard. That thing's nasty, that nice tractor that I have. So, yeah, all right, let's see, what time is it? We're an hour 35? Yeah, that's good enough. I want to get out of here. I want to go check out a little YouTube, and put my feet up. There's some fresh chicken sitting on the counter with some potatoes and carrots, and I'm gonna grab like another little slab of that. Come out here and put my feet up. I've been going to bed earlier and trying to get up a little bit earlier, but I start a little bit late because I wait for, to get a little warmer out, working outside lately. But, yeah, I mean, it's kind of grueling work, crawling underneath the van and doing all this stuff. There's a whole bunch of things I want to do in here tomorrow. I don't want to work the whole day because it's Sunday, but I want to get a couple of things like painted up and cleaned up and organized a little bit. And then I should be getting the other part that I need tomorrow. I just checked before I came out here, and I went live, and I was like sitting here fooling around, like, where is that other part? So it's been shipped. So that's the last part. If it's the right one, I'm good to go. I can put everything back together. I'll do that Monday. It'll go together nice, and I can move forward with the van. Like there's other things to do to it. I'm gonna make it nice over like the next 2 years. Probably repaint it and everything. I want to get the all-wheel drive variant of that van. But I also got my eyes open for a pickup. I had a nice, by the way, it was on my channel. I'd still be there in the very beginning before I did anything with small equipment. I had a nice black interior, black outside SUV 4-door Blazer. And this was like around the same age. The early 90s to mid 90s were really good years for the Blazers, the vans. The 4.3 is an excellent motor. And it's OBD2, but it's a mature early OBD2. They're very nice engines. They're very nice drivetrains. They're simple. Not a lot goes wrong, but now they're hard to find. And they're well worth the money. So if anybody's looking for like a second vehicle or something, if you can find one, oh boy. I had to sell that one. I was going to give it to my daughter, but I needed the money. And it came out really nice. I really should have kept it. She had gotten my ex-wife's Blazer, but they blew up the motor, literally. Her and her boyfriend at the time. And she just wouldn't listen to me. And then first it started having tranny problems, and then eventually the motor died. It had a lot of miles on it, like 400,000. This van only has like 100,000 on it. So that's why I want to fix it up and make it nice, because it's a good vehicle to keep around. Plus, you can shove all kinds of building materials whenever you want. And so I used to take that to the track. When I was racing quads, I had the Raptor. What was that thing? Like 660 cc's or something. I used to race with that thing. And at some point, when I would go around the corner to the track around the corner, I had a winch in it, and I would just suck the thing up these ramps right into the back of the van, throw my toolbox and the ramps back in, and drive over to the track. And everybody loved that because it was all nice and compact. I'd spend the day out on the track doing my thing. And yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a nice bike too, that quad. Those things were sweet. I got a good deal on it too, because the guy kind of screwed it up and I was able to fix it and get it going really good. That was a fun quad to go jumping tabletops with. Yeah, I would used to jump the same tabletops that the dirt bikers used to jump. It's insane, but I was younger, right? What are you going to do? When you're younger, a lot of people say, well, is that how you screwed up your back? I never had an accident or anything. It might have. I never had a moment where I landed wrong or whatever, and I went, oh, it hurt. But I think maybe the jostling and the age, and it's just us guys, lower backs get weak as you age. And if you just do the wrong thing, I guess, or the right thing too many times, sooner or later, it probably blows out. I mean, like I said, there was never any one moment. But yeah, there's Brett. So, yeah, I'll see you guys later, man. Have a great weekend and a good week. And maybe I'll see you on one of Ken's shows or whatever throughout the week. Stop in there during the week. Ken's Small Engine. It's like all S's. It's like Ken's Smalls Engines. I don't know, something like that. There's a lot of S's in there. If you don't know him, then check him out. And Saturdays, 2 to 4 o'clock, I think he does the show there. And yeah, we'll be doing a little bit more. We'll be getting together in the future. But I'll see you guys later. I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for stopping.